Hi, good morning, guys. So I am up this morning. Look who has a smile. I just washed my face with the kojic acid soap and it went up in my nose. Oh my god, the chemical is so strong. I guess that's why it makes your skin look so beautiful. Yeah, but I feel a little bit better this morning. Yes, I do feel a little bit better. I want to talk about something. I comb my hair though. Do you guys think I should comb my hair? My baby, my adult edges, they look like this. Oh my god. Whew. Oh my god. I probably should comb my hair. Yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah. So I just washed out the plates. I did not find my lip balm. I do have a little in the older one. It really bothers me that I can't find it though. I've been losing lip gloss for the past few months. That costs a lot of money and it's annoying. My milk is almost finished, guys. Yeah, my milk is almost finished. I got some milk. Yeah, I got some milk. It's still kind of fresh, guys. I'm gonna need to go grocery shopping because it's not much stuff here. Yeah, most of the stuff are basically done. Why am I using 2 spoons? Hell. Let me get liquid sugar, guys, because it's kind of bitter. You know, it's coffee, so yeah. Oh, yes. So finally, I can talk now. I probably should get some lip balm, or probably not. Anyways, let me focus on the topic. So, I think it was a month ago or 2 months ago, I decided to go to America because I was constantly having breakdowns. And to be honest, I was much better while I was in America. And I noticed I was happier. Every time I go to America, if I'm ever having a mental breakdown in Jamaica, I feel 100% more better. I think it's because of the people that are there, nicer people, more understanding people, less judgment, and also it allows me to not lock myself in, you know. I don't feel safe to go to a bar to have drinks in Jamaica. On top of that, classism is very dangerous here. I'm gonna give you guys examples because something happened last year at a popular restaurant, which I did not share. I did not plan to share it, but I'm just gonna give you guys an example and a story time so you guys could actually understand. The list goes on. It's not safe making friends here because people always have ulterior motive. People are materialistic, so they see you with a nice car, they see you live in a nice house, They think of ways in which they could tear you down, try to get some of the money that you have. I'm not saying that people like in America isn't like that in our other countries, but this is a third world country where the mindset of people here is different. So when you have a condition like anxiety and depression, and then you're a popular person that does OF, you're an entrepreneur, of course it will be harder. It will be way, way harder. You're a dark skinned black woman, because that is also a factor here. Yes, it is a factor. Yes, colorism in Jamaica is another thing that is so like harmful. I'm not saying it don't exist in America, but sometimes I do forget that I'm a dark-skinned black woman when I'm in America, especially in Atlanta. You feel respected, you feel loved. You don't feel shadiness from the people. You feel, the most guys will do is like cat call, and they don't do it in a disrespectful way. A guy did walk me down and record me, but I don't get reminded that I'm a black skin woman and shaded for it or disrespected for it or humiliated for it. Unlike Jamaica, it's a possibility that I could go somewhere and somebody try to make me feel bad because I'm dark skinned. So I was really happy, and I did found myself, I was very productive and working while I was in America. I was focused, I did got back on track. But the moment I came back here, I find myself getting back in this hole. First of all, I came back here and people automatically see me out in public and trying to start stuff. I go to do service. People are telling me that their other customers may said this about me and stuff like that, and it just makes me feel unsafe and paranoid, and make me feel like I want to lock myself more in a box, more lock myself in to stay home. So like it's just hard being here with my condition. I was supposed to stay longer, but I had to come back to handle some business, and I just felt like I should have stayed longer, because probably I wouldn't have fall back into this hole while I was in America. My period did came, and I think I cried like once, a little bit, like one day I did cry, and all I did was had cravings, and my period came. It flew normal. It was kind of heavy-ish, but I didn't have no breakdown or nothing like that where I was like, oh, I don't want to be here or nothing. It just came and went, you know. And here my period came, and I get reminded of all the bad things, and I don't want to live, and the environment, it makes you isolate, and it's hard to relate to people, and it just yeah. I love my country, and I think my country is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. But the culture here and the people here are totally different and lack understanding in certain things, and can be completely disrespectful and harsh toward people like me. Yes, I'm going back to skin color. It's easier to attack a person like me here. It's easier to blame. Like, even with people saying that I murdered somebody, that affect me up until this day. And I don't think people realize how badly that have affected me. It has. The person that actually killed the girl did not get the backlash that I receive. It damaged me. Like, I remember going to somewhere to get service, and the person said that if they didn't know me, they would have believed that I had a play in this person passing, and it had nothing at all to do with me. But then again, it all boils back down to me being a dark-skinned woman coming from the country. People already don't like me, so yes, I'm an easy target. So you know, like being in this environment can be, and I noticed too that it's a go-to for people to do stuff like that to me. Hence, so I'm not even interested in making friends here because I'm so scared of people making up lies about me or just doing weird stuff. I noticed is a thing for people to actually like defame me or try to blame me for something for whatever purpose. You know, like somebody literally doxed me the other day and lied saying that I did something to their sibling that I don't know, I never met, I never um like, yeah, doxed me and tried to set me up because I did not want to give them my vajayjay. I told them I didn't want to date them. So I noticed this thing where whenever I try to, like, you know, be more open to people, it's always an ulterior motive behind it. And it's not only here either. Like, I have to be careful with anyone because it's just a pattern that I've realized. That's why I know start to shut out people more, you know. So yeah. Uh Meanwhile, in America, it's less of that because most people I tend to meet, especially people that are in the adult industry, they tend to somewhat can relate to mental struggles. Not saying that they had a bad upbringing. Some of them still have their mom, their dad, their grandmothers that they communicate and talk to every day. But you know, like other stuff, insecurities, you know, the list goes on. You know, boyfriend girlfriend drama can, you know, it depends, you know, like it's different factors that can lead to people having those problems. So like because of that too, like having to be around people that can relate, it makes me very comfortable when I'm in America. Here a girl would be having PTSD, anxiety, depression, shaking in her sleep, and bashes you, call you mad, call you crazy. This is something that I've seen for having depression. This is something that I've experienced with my own eyes and seen, you know. People could be in a position where you're literally helping them and they're calling you mad and crazy and bashing you because you're open with your mental health issues. So, you know, like, because of the mindset here, because America, I'm always more comfortable in America. It's also more safe. You know, like I have more rights there. I remember the other day I was in Burlington and a guy was walking me down. He was recording me and they wanted to call the police because that was wrong. Meanwhile, here I would get blamed for wearing clothes and just being a female. This is a misogynistic society. So it makes me less to want to go out, to have drinks, to even jog. Like, the environment is different. So when I'm here, I am depressed. I am more depressed. You know, I'm more depressed. I'm in America, even if I'm introverted, I'm happier because I could easily drag on a shorts, drag on a leggings and a top and go down the road and run. Drag off whatever feeling I'm having that feels weird. I can't do that here. You know, I can't do that here. You know, too popular, too controversial. The people here, they look down on SW, which, you know, a story for another day. They look down on who they want to look down because they do support girls that do OnlyFans in Jamaica. But for some weird reason, I've always been the outcast here, and they have also tried to lie on me, saying that I have a stifled people career here. That is their, you know, they're always gonna try to blame people whenever they can't succeed. That's their thing, Jamaican thing. They like to blame, oh, somebody sends me why I can't succeed, or somebody stole something from me. So they do the defamation thing with me here. So it's like, you know, me doing OF here is different than other people doing OF here. So it's like what I do with me doing OF is criminal in Jamaica, but other people get supported here. Meanwhile, me doing OF in America, I get to be around my creative friends. I could meet somebody that don't do OF, but they understand because they understand that I have bills and I am also a person that have responsibilities. here people try to criminalize you, they dehumanize you. So it is always much better when I'm there. Like even now I've been thinking to go look on tickets and try to like set myself so I could leave, because another thing, I went to my doctor and I tried to get medications to feel a little bit better, but the medications that I even want, they're not in Jamaica. So it's like mental health here overall is just harder. Like I have a therapist for the past 3 years, and I've been telling her that every time my period is coming I'm crying, and she cannot find the diagnose or find an option to help me. It's just me going back to her, spending money and talking to her. So I also think that I probably need to get a doctor there that could probably help me with my situation, because probably that would make more sense. The medications are there, it's much better there. The environment is better. America understand mental health. It's not about you not having stuff. Like there are people that are millionaires and billionaires that have mental issues in America, and people understand that and can relate. Here everything is about materialistic stuff. It's about religion, it's about spiritual, it's about what you do with your practice. It's about stuff like that. It's not about what have been done to you as a child. It's not about that. It's like your past don't count. It's always about like how life is going now, and you should just focus on that. So yeah, I was really happier in America the other day. I was happy. I remember just dressing up, going out to do my reels, and girls just see me and just smiling and like, you look so beautiful, you look so good. Meanwhile, they're here, you dress up, you go somewhere, and you just have females just making up their faces, looking on you like you're a piece of dirty cloth. You would have people here like mugging you in the meanest way. Like especially females here can be so catty. I never had one bad encounter with a woman the other day I went to America. It was always just these freaking creeps following me around recording my booty, but I never had a situation where no woman was trying to be rude to me or mean to me. So yeah. I don't know, probably, I don't know. I was really happy though. But too, being in America made me feel more gratitude towards life, because I get to meet different types of people. I get to meet different type of people on an up close and personal situation. I remember I was walking through a place in Miami Beach one day. I think it's South Beach area. And I remember going inside of a Starbucks, and I sat outside, and I think it was a group of homeless people that was there. And I was drinking my juice, and a homeless lady started to talk to me. And just by talking to her and us conversating, it gave me life. It poured life into me. And it also like it's just these little stuff that would happen, or you would see when you're in America, that would make you feel alive and uplift through your situation. I remember I told her I would come back one day and I would buy her coffee and we would sit and talk again, because she was very inspiring. She told me she loved music and stuff like that, but she was going through a lot, like her situation. She didn't even ask me for money. She did ask for my number though, but I didn't give her my number. But she didn't ask me for money. She was more interested in talking. She was more interested in talking. So it's just stuff like this that helped me to feel human, and being able to move around and feel free. I'm not saying that I don't get harassed. I stated like you have the we'll go around on a record. So I'm not gonna tell you guys that there are not situations with guys that do stuff. Of course. Well, some people may think I'm attractive, so guys do stuff like that to me, but I feel much safer there. I feel more alive there. I feel more of myself there. I'm more to be myself. You know, I feel safer to communicate, to go out, to relate to people. Meanwhile, here, I'm always on my guards. I'm always on my guards because I don't know what the hell these people are making up, what they're saying, what they're doing. Because of that, I stopped going live in the space. I stopped posting on platforms that are too local, and yeah, it's just that type of stuff. I guess probably I just need to more spend time in America, and I just need to be there more. You know, I just need to build back myself mentally there before I can come back here. I don't see myself getting less popular, so you know, I may still have to be careful if I do build myself back there mentally, because, you know, yeah, you could get harmed here for having popularity. You could get harmed here for having more than other people. This is Jamaica, a third world country, but yeah, I probably should just stay there and try to build back myself mentally and try to feel more human again, you know. Yeah, I should probably do that. Yeah.